Alright, this is an explanation of like what's actually happening with the Stingray company. So, the idea is that startups often rely on cloud providers to do work for them or run their software so they don't have to provide their own hardware. So often they might hit like an API or use some cloud function to get work done. So the idea is Stingray wants to provide APIs just like this, similar to Google Cloud Platform or AWS, or really more like Firebase. But the idea is the startup like hits the API to get some work done, and then gets a response. First pays probably for an API key and a unique like username to then use that API, and probably get charged per request, and then get a response from that API. And the idea is that the API is running on servers which take electricity. And so to keep costs lower than the competition, Stingray wants to use biofuel to generate electricity to run servers. And the specific way that's being done is a whole nother story that maybe deserves its own video. But that's kind of the high-level idea of what's happening. So the specific competition here is mainly, the main one is Firebase, but we probably aren't going to be competing with something as large as Firebase right off the bat. We're probably going to be competing with something like the knockoff of Firebase, which is Convex, or other types of knockoffs. But regardless, all these kind of cloud providers have a similar set of features that you can use, and it's a fairly large set of features, but a finite one, and so there's a smaller subset of features that Stingray is going after first, because there's a fairly small set of features that cover most cases that startups would need. So first being hosting is one, just to be able to host a website on someone else's servers. Next would be a documents database. So for storing anything that is something that can be coerced into a JSON, storing numbers, strings, like someone's age or how many likes a user has, is something you might want to put in a document database or a NoSQL database. Next is file storage. That's for things like images, large amounts of text, and other things. So that's an important one. Edge functions or cloud functions are like allowing a user to take a Docker container that does some work and upload it to like Google or Convex's registry and run their custom functions that do whatever they would like. And then machine learning is one that's becoming popular amongst the cloud providers, and I think this is where Stingray has the most potential to overcome competition, because machine learning or applications tend to be very energy intensive to do all that matrix algebra and other things. So this is probably where Stingray has the greatest advantage. So that's kind of the main feature Stingray is going after right now, and ways there Stingray is trying to compete. So yeah,